Hi everyone, this is Alert Day Trading. The purpose of this video and the videos I make is to journal my trades, talk about any mistakes I'm making, focus on good behaviors I'm doing in my trading and trying to duplicate those. So if you watch my previous videos in the last week or two, I've been really focused on limiting my trades to one trade per day. And I have noticed a very big change in my approach, and it's going really well. I think most of the days I've stuck to the one trade per day rule. The one day that I didn't, I ended up taking unnecessary losses. And I did another day where I took, I think, maybe 2 trades in a day. But they both fell exactly in what I'm looking for. But still, I'm trying my best to stick to just one day per trade or one trade per day. And today, I was pretty patient. I was using a screener that looking for stocks that are trading in their 52-week highs, and then I narrow it down from there to stocks that are trading in their all-time highs. And so I was looking here at JD, and you can see this is the daily chart. So not only am I looking for stocks trading in their 52-week highs, but stocks may be within 10% as well of their 52-week high, because you can see that if we look at the daily chart, stocks that are trading in their 52-week highs might, or at least near their 52 weeks high, might have experienced a pullback, and then here we are in the continuation. We'll see if it decides to break above these the all-time high right here. But basically, I'm looking for stocks either at their all-time highs or just under their 52 weeks high, 52-week highs, and trading in a pullback, and then just looking for a good entry point. So if we zoom out, here's the daily chart, and then we go back, let's say 3 years, you'll see no resistance. Here we're trading around right here, so this is a good chart and for my strategy. If we go 10 years back, I think this stock is only about 7 years old, 6 years old. So far everything looks good. And then I just look for an entry. So if you look at the 1 minute chart, we're trending nicely up. Look at the 3 minute, also trending nicely, but now we have a pullback. But we broke the 9 EMA. If we look at the 1 minute again, we broke the 9. By the time I started looking at it, we were below the 9 EMAs in the 1 and the 3 minute chart. But the 5 minute chart looked really nice. And this is when I started looking at it, and I noticed right here would be my entry. If the price broke above the high of this candle, you can see the price was holding above the 9 EMA. So I was very interested in playing this stock for today. I like trading the 5 minute charts. I find my results are usually very positive with the 5 minute chart. And so I took a trade. I have my stop loss at the low of this candle, and my entry point right here. and you can see it did pretty good. It didn't have a very strong continuation. As you can see, the volume was really low, so I was watching very closely. um, with my stop loss, I was trying to figure out if I should raise my stop loss. I usually try only raising my stop loss after reaching my first price profit target. um, but with such low volume, I thought the odds were starting to stack up against me, so I thought it would be wise to have a really strict stop loss strategy. So in that case, I start to look at the larger or the longer time frames. So I started to look at the 10-minute chart, and so here's that stop loss still. So I kept it there. We started to get kind of a, we had a just small break above this candle, and then we ended up with a lower high, but also a higher low. So I didn't really have a good place where to raise my stop loss, so I pretty much kept it here. And once we made this lower low, then we started to see higher lows. And once I started to see this, then I raised my stop loss here with such low volume. So I figured, this stock has a good chance of turning against me, so let me just at least minimize the loss. But then you saw we retested the high of day, and I ended up taking some profits as we approached the high of days. And then I also raised my stop losses, my stop loss to break even, break below some of these candles. And as you can see, we then had this red candle which broke all of these candles, the lows of all of these candles. So I ended up stopping out at the below this candle, and then below this candle, and pretty much break even. If we go back to my 5-minute chart, so here's my entry. Right above that red candle is my entry, and you can see we broke below the 9 EMA, started breaking all these candles, and so the highest I sold was, I think, in the 54.30 range. I was trying to get to, so I pretty much sold in that red candle, red line, right around here. I was hoping to get at least there, because if my stop loss was about a 65 cents, so obviously you want to get to at least one risk. Definitely try to get to 2 risk. Risk reward. If you're risking 1, you want to get 2 times that. So my first profit target would have been the 1 risk, which would have been 65 cents, and then obviously break above $55. But there's resistance at the high of day, resistance at the $half mark, so I take profits even though, but just small portions of my size of my position, just to get in the habit of taking profits at these levels of resistance, just because I think most people like to try and short stocks at the $half and whole dollar marks. And so far that strategy pays off well, just because even though I take a small profit, I ended up breaking even. And maybe this trade wasn't a home run trade, it was more like a single trade. And it should also, cover losses. So if I take a loss tomorrow, my weekly return won't be so low if I take a big loss, because I've had these small gains as well. So it helps me stay at break even. And then when you get that really nice trade, that'll help your overall return. So anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. This video again is just so I can journal my trades. But if you can learn from any of the mistakes that I'm making or any good behaviors I'm doing, that's definitely a bonus. So if you have any questions, let me know. And good luck. And the purpose of this video and the videos I make is to journal my trades, notice any mistakes I'm making, focus on good behaviors. And so if I were to just jot down some mistakes, the only thing I would really focus on improving is maybe, you see the volume is decreasing, so that's not really a good sign when you're trying to take in a trade. At the same time though, you have a pullback with decreasing volume, so I think we just didn't end up getting an increase in volume after the pullback. So it's kind of like a positive and negative signal at the same time, because when you have a pullback, you don't want too much volume anyway, because that means you don't have too many sellers. So I guess the only thing would be here is this high had less volume than the previous high. So we had a push higher with decreasing volume. So I guess that would be the signal to look for, and that would be the negative signal to not take a trade. So if you have, for example, these volume bars higher up, but then you have really low volume afterward with the pullback, then you have a better chance of the volume increasing, and probably would have had a better continuation after the pullback. That would be probably the thing for me to focus on. But overall, I'm happy with my trade management and my risk management. So a successful day, in my opinion. Sticking to my one trade per day definitely has helped me with overtrading, revenge trading, being greedy. So, okay, thanks for watching, and again, let me know if you have any questions. Good luck.